Aditya Thackeray, Cabinet Minister of Maharashtra, thank you so much for speaking with Hindustan Times. I want to, I'm speaking to you at a time where various states have just announced the unlocking. Maharashtra has also done the same. But it's also coming at a very difficult time, and you, as someone who handles environment, must be very concerned about it. Also, at a time when they are predicting that you'll be hit with a cyclone soon. How bad really is it handling all of this together?
To be very honest, firstly, it's a pleasure to talk to you again. We've been doing this for almost 7, 8 years, and crucial times, especially, be it elections, be it whatever. So, no, we have been, on top of the situation. Thankfully, all the citizens have been really cooperative. Everyone's been patient with this whole scenario. And COVID is one scenario where nobody in the world has yet been able to predict whether opening up or a lockdown, how long would it go on for. To be honest, we have begun a mission yesterday called Begin Again, because lockdown has, of course, been around for almost 2.5, 3 months. And as we start opening up, it has to be very, very slow, very, very staggered, planned, carefully planned, measured. And the biggest factor of measuring in here is the medical response and how we are hit in a medical sense more than anything else. Because first is life over livelihood. Of course, we are now opening up so that livelihoods don't die out, but primarily we want to protect and safeguard our citizens and the entire population. So I think that is very important. The way we went into a lockdown as a state also was very staggered. From around 8th or 9th of March, we started moving into a lockdown phase wise. Likewise, if we have to come out of it, it has to be in a very planned and a very meticulous planning has to go in. So that's what is happening.
So when you say meticulous and plan phase wise, I know that you have said, okay, we are going to open up shops on alternate days, but we are not going to have malls. So tell us, what is the process that you all employed in order to take that particular route?
No, so of course, there have been a lot of deliberations right from, every association that is into this. Apart from that, all the directives or any observations any other country in the world has made, be it WHO, any other country, So basics of, for example, if there's a single air circulation, is that more detrimental than not having air conditioning? So one of the factors was that. So a couple of factors, or the footfalls and how spacing out would happen, how social distancing could happen, or rather physical distancing should be happening, alternate sides of the roads, things like that. So if you see from, I think, the second or the third, we've opened up for people to at least step out and get into a little bit of physical exercise, be it walks or just a little jog or a run, but not touch any equipment or not go indoors. So because as less the surface you touch, that's safer for you. So that then from 5th onwards, alternate sides of the roads for shops. 8th onwards, offices with 10%. So these are staggered openings we are indulging in, because of course all of this is always going to be trial and error. All of this is always going to be a system where you work in a way where you have the cooperation of the citizens, they follow precautions, and you take absolute caution to keep them safe. So I think it's a two-way process, and that's what we've seen everywhere around the world. Some of the things that have really opened up, say, the other day I was reading a news article about schools opening up in a couple of countries and shutting down.
In the UK.
So we don't want to get into the exactly, and I believe in Korea as well. So we don't want to get into the fluctuation zone of yes, no, yes, no. So the slower we go and the steadier we go, I think it's better.
So what is the deal with schools in Maharashtra? Aditya, I know that usually you open in June.
Yes, around 10 to 13 June is the opening time normally. Most of our schools currently, especially in red zones, are quarantine facilities and CC1s. So obviously we cannot open them up to education purposes right now. But we've begun a process where we've started interacting with a lot of people in the field of education and technology. And even though schools might not open up, we cannot hold back education. Education has to open up. So how do we reach out to each and every child, irrespective of the economic strata, social strata? How do we start off with education for them? Is it online? In green zones, can we start offline? What does social distancing mean in schools? I think these are some of the deliberations that we've got into now. There was an hour-long meeting that the Chief Minister held with a couple of people yesterday in terms of education and technology. Likewise, I have been doing that. Our ministers for higher and technical education, Mr. Uday Samant, and for school education, Ms. Varsha Gaikwad, both of them have been also in this work a lot. So we are
you don't
focusing
have
on
a date
education.
yet.
We cannot. Not really, but we cannot let the academic year just pass by without education beginning. So we have to start off with education.
So what's fascinating is that, like you, I was also just hearing about the fact that China's opened up its schools, and in one of the classes they have more than 50 people. And this was the American reporter, his children going to one of those schools. So it's fascinating as to how people are opening up and what kind of
Exactly, and for our school ratios, most of the schools have about one teacher to 40-45 kids, and in a smaller space. So how do we do physical distancing in that sense is also very important.